I want our young people to know that they matter, that they belong. So don't be afraid. You hear me? Young people, don't be afraid. Be focused. Be determined. Be hopeful. Be empowered. Empower yourselves with a good education. Then get out there and use that education to build a country worthy of your boundless promise. Lead by example with hope. Never fear. Know that this country belongs to you, to all of you, from every background and walk of life. If you or your parents are immigrants, know that you are part of a proud American tradition, the infusion of new cultures, talents, and ideas, generation after generation, that has made us the greatest country on earth. If your family doesn't have much money, I want you to remember that in this country, plenty of folks, including me and my husband, we started out with very little. But with a lot of hard work and a good education, anything is possible, even becoming president. That's what the American dream is all about. Do not ever let anyone make you feel like you don't matter or like you don't have a place, because you do. And you have a right to be exactly who you are. But I also want to be very clear. This right isn't just handed to you. No, this right has to be earned every single day. You cannot take your freedoms for granted. Now, just like generations who've come before you, you have to do your part to preserve and protect those freedoms. And that starts right now, when you're young. Right now, you need to be preparing yourself to add your voice to our national conversation. You need to prepare yourself to be informed and engaged as a citizen, to serve and to lead, to stand up for our proud American values and to honor them in your daily lives. And that means getting the best education possible so you can think critically, so you can express yourself clearly, so you can get a good job and support yourself and your family, so you can be a positive force in your communities. And when you encounter obstacles, because I guarantee you, you will, and many of you already have, when you are struggling and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember something that my husband and I have talked about since we first started this journey nearly a decade ago. Something that has carried us through every moment in this White House and every moment of our lives. And that is the power of hope. The belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it. It is our fundamental belief in the power of hope that has allowed us to rise above the voices of doubt and division, of anger and fear that we have faced in our own lives and in the life of this country. Our hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream, regardless of the limitations that others may place on us. The hope that when people see us for who we truly are, maybe, just maybe, they too will be inspired to rise to their best possible selves. If you are a person of faith, know that religious diversity is a great American tradition too. In fact, that's why people first came to this country, to worship freely. And whether you are Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, Sikh, these religions are teaching our young people about justice and compassion and honesty. So I want our young people to continue to learn and practice those values with pride. You see, our glorious diversity, our diversities of faiths and colors and creeds, that is not a threat to who we are. It makes us who we are. When something doesn't go your way, You just got to adjust. You've got to dig deep and work like crazy. And that's when you'll find out what you're really made of during those hard times. But you can only do that if you're willing to put yourself in a position where you might fail. And that's why so often failure is the key to success for so many great people. Take Steve Jobs, who was fired from Apple early in his career. And now his iPods and iPads and iPhones have revolutionized the entire world. Resilience and grit, that ability to pick yourself up when you fall. Those are some of the most important skills you'll need as you make your way through college and through life. These qualities are not ones that you're born with. They're not like the color of your eyes or your height. They're not qualities that are beyond your control. Instead, you can dictate whether you'll have grit. You can decide how hard you'll work. I want you to tell yourself that no matter what challenges you face, that you will commit yourself to achieving your goals no matter where life takes you. Do not waste a minute living someone else's dream. Each of us has unique gifts, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of real work to discover what brings you joy. It just doesn't happen. It requires you spending some time, and you won't find what you love simply by checking boxes or padding your GPA. You won't figure it out only by listening to your guidance counselor, your friends, or even your parents. You can only find your passion by looking inside yourself. And that's hard work. And if you don't know what you want to do right now, that's okay. In fact, that's a good thing, because that means you've just got the freedom to explore. So use it. I urge you to take classes in college like art history or astronomy or web design, something you've never tried before. And even if you feel like you do know what you want to do, the chances are you're probably going to have a number of different careers throughout your life, just like me. Because the road to happiness is rarely a straight one. Just understand that. It rarely goes easily. So I really want you guys to be curious and take risks. And when you get stuck, don't be afraid to veer off course and take your life in another direction. And when you get anxious, just remember this time, remember all of the things that you have already accomplished.